The service portfolio represents the commitments and investments made by a service provider across all customers and market spaces. It represents present contractual commitments, new service development, and ongoing service improvement plans initiated by continuous service improvement. The portfolio also includes third-party services, which are an integral part of service offerings to the customer. Some third-party services are visible to the customer, while others are not. At its most mature, the IT portfolio management is accomplished through the creation of two distinct portfolios. One, the application portfolio, which is the management of this portfolio focuses on comparing spending on established systems based upon their relative value to the organization. The comparison can be based upon the level of contribution in terms of IT investments profitability. Additionally, this comparison can also be based upon non-tangible factors such as organizations' level of experience with a certain technology, the user's familiarity with the applications and infrastructure, and external forces such as the emergence of new technology and obsolescence of old ones. Second, the project portfolio. And this type of portfolio management addresses specifically the issues with spending on the development of innovative capabilities in terms of the potential return on investment and reducing investment overlaps in situations where reorganization or acquisitions occur. The management issues with this type of portfolio management can be judged in terms of data cleanliness, maintenance savings, suitability of resulting solutions, and the relative value of new investments to replace these projects. SLAs should not be used as a way of holding one side or the other to ransom. A true partnership should be developed between the IT service provider and the customer so that a mutually beneficial agreement is reached. Otherwise, the SLA could quickly fall into disrepute and a blame culture could develop that prevent any true service quality improvements from taking place. For example, an SLA may be established for an organization's email service covering all the customers of that service. This may appear fairly straightforward, however difficulties can arise if the specific requirements of different customers vary for the same service, or if characteristics of the infrastructure mean that different service levels are inevitable, such as head office staff may be connected via high-speed LAN while local offices may have a lower speed WAN line. In such cases, separate targets may be needed within the one agreement. Difficulties may arise also in determining who should be the signatories to such an agreement. However, where common levels of service are provided across all areas of the business, such as email or telephony, the service-based SLA can be an efficient approach to use. Multiple classes of service, such as gold, silver, and bronze, can also be used to increase the effectiveness of service-based SLAs. For example, agreements may be reached with an organization's finance department covering, say, the finance system, the accounting system, the payroll system, the billing system, the procurement system, and any other IT systems that they use. Customers often prefer such an agreement as all of their requirements are covered in a single document. Only one signatory is normally required, which simplifies the process. Issues with regard to enterprise service offerings are likely to be less volatile, so updates will not be required as frequently as more tailored offerings. Not every business unit will have the same mix or, for that matter, service levels of services. These can be considered exceptions, often applications entirely within the domain of a specific business unit.